So if the child is 15 years or below, she must not have any sexual intercourse with anybody. If you are the one that she has sexual intercourse with, or who has sexual intercourse with her, in this video I'm going to explain to you why every child under the age of 16 is expected to be a virgin, or someone should have been in prison for 25 years if they are not virgins at that age. I'm going to Selassie Dakbo, and this is Make It Legal.
Make it legal.
Now, as far as laws are concerned, children enjoy very important protection of law, and one of the key areas of interest for the law as far as the children are concerned is the protection of their sexual life or anything having to do with the morality of the child. So in Ghana, we have a law which is the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960, Act 29. That law has a very important provision of what we call the offense of defilement. You can be arrested and prosecuted and sent to prison for defiling a child. What does defilement mean? We'll get to understand that briefly, but first let's understand who a child is in Ghana. Now, under Ghanaian law, a person who is below 18 years of age qualifies to be a child. So that status, that qualification to be a child comes with a lot of privileges and rights under the law. And there are certain offenses that cannot be committed against you because you are a child, or that you cannot commit because you are a child. The law gives that specific clarification as to when, for example, you can be capable of committing a criminal offense in Ghana. That is, once you are at the age of 12 years, if you engage in a criminal activity, you can be punished for it. But if you are below 12 years, you cannot be punished for it. Again, when you are at the age of 16 years, you can be a subject of rape. In other words, someone can rape you. If you are female, they can have sexual intercourse with you without your consent, and that will be deemed as rape. But when you are below 16 years, they cannot rape you when they have sexual intercourse with you, either through a natural carnal knowledge or unnatural carnal knowledge. It is called the offense of defilement. Now, natural carnal knowledge is sexual intercourse in a natural way, but unnatural carnal knowledge is a sexual intercourse in an unnatural way, maybe with an animal or with some other person instead of the use of the V. You understand? So that is unnatural carnal knowledge. So when a child is 15 years and below, and someone has sexual intercourse with that child, the person is guilty of the offense of defilement and can go to prison for a maximum of 25 years. What it means is that every child from the age 1 to 15 is expected to have no sexual intercourse with anybody. So they should all remain virgins. Or what it means is that if there is a child now in Ghana who is 13 years, 14 years, 15 years, and that child has a sexual intercourse with anybody before, that child must produce the identity of that other person for the person to be sentenced to prison, because the child is not supposed to have a sex with anybody until she's above 16 years of age or she is married. It is based on that I am proposing that every child in Ghana who is 15 years and below must be a virgin, or the child must produce that other person who de-virgins her to be brought forward and sentenced to prison. So to have sexual intercourse with a child who is below 16 years of age is a criminal offense called the offense of defilement. So if the child is 15 years or below, she must not have any sexual intercourse with anybody. If you are the one that she has sexual intercourse with, or who has sexual intercourse with her, you are a candidate of prison for 25 years. As a matter of fact, because criminal offenses can be punished throughout the lifetime of the person who is suspected of doing so, or the accused person, you can always be prosecuted for that offense. So if you had sexual intercourse with a child who is 15 years or below, you can always be arrested and prosecuted for that offense. and it's called the offense of defilement. Every child who is a female and not yet 16 years of age must be a virgin, or somebody must go to prison for breaking her virginity. If the person is 16 years and above and you have sex with her without her consent, then we will say that you have raped her. We will say that you raped her. But if the person is below 16 years and you have sex with her, and maybe the person even agrees to the sexual intercourse, it is still defilement. So they cannot themselves consent to having sex when they are not yet 16 years. And you can also not force them to have the sex when they have not consented to it. So either they consent to it or not, you cannot just be with a child who is below 16 years. You must go to prison for a maximum of 25 years for doing so. So keep the ladies as virgins when they are not yet 16, because that is what the law expects society to be. At that stage of their life, they deserve a lot of protection, and the law is offering protection for them as well, that if you dare sleep with them, even if they agree to have sex with you or for you to have sex with them, you will still go to prison for 25 years. That is the law. So a lady below the age of 16 years cannot be raped, but she can be defiled sexually. But a lady who is 16 years or above can also not be defiled, but can be raped. In other words, you can have sex with her without her consent, and that would be rape. If you have sex with her and it's with her consent, it is not rape. And if it is consensual, you guys are free. But if she's below 16 years and you have sex with her, whether she consents to it or not, you certainly are a candidate of prison. Sooner or later, the law will catch up with you. And if you are a parent of a child who is not yet 16, this is what the law says. Nobody should have sexual intercourse with your child with or without her consent. And if you ever get to know that someone ever had sexual intercourse with your child whilst she was 12, 13, 14, 15, and you kept quiet over it, you have allowed a criminal to be free. And you have allowed the child to have her virginity broken, when the law wants all children in Ghana who are not yet 16 years to remain virgins, especially the females. Now, what it means is that if a gentleman is 13 years old and has sexual intercourse with a lady who is 15 years old, the gentleman can be punished for defilement, because from 12 years, every person is capable of committing an offense. So the gentleman who is 13 years old is expected to know what is a crime or what is defilement. So once he has engaged in sexual intercourse with a lady who is below 16 years, he'll be guilty or he'll be found capable of defiling that child. The same way, when the lady is 15 years or 14 years or 13 years, and a man of 60 years, 30 years, 25 years have sexual intercourse with her, whether the lady agrees or not, is called defilement, and the gentleman in question will be a candidate of prison. If you enjoyed this video, you want to do us a favor, click the subscription button to subscribe to the channel, and you see the like button there, click it also to like the video, and don't forget to share this video with someone to get educated on these matters. I'm Gordon Selassie Dakbo, and this is Make It Legal.
Make it legal.